Hey there and welcome. If you're just getting started with investing, you've probably hit that first big question. Where do I ever put my money? Well, think of the next few minutes as a one-on-one chat to clear out. We are going to demystify the whole thing so you can start investing with some real confidence. Does this look familiar? Yeah, it's pretty much the number one question every new investor runs into. You see these terms large cap, mid cap, small cap thrown around everywhere. But what do they actually mean for you and your money? We're going to sort that out right now. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what they are and more importantly, which one fits your goals. Alright, let's start at the top with the giants of the market. These are the companies that are basically the foundation of any solid investment. We are talking about large cap funds. So large cap funds invest in what people call blue chip companies. All that means is that they are the top 100 biggest businesses out there ranked by their market capitalization, which is really just a fancy way of saying that total value of the company. These are the absolute biggest players in the game. You know their names for sure. Think Reliance or TCS. They are household names because they are established, they are trusted, and they have been around for a long time. So what does that mean for you as an investor? Well, in a word, safety. These giants have seen it all. They have weathered economic storms before. Now, they might not give you that explosive shoot for the moon growth, but they are built for stable, steady return. Think of them as the solid bedrock of your entire portfolio. Okay. So if large caps are the established giants, what's next? That brings us to the ambitious middle ground, the mid cap funds. This is where things get interesting, where we start to blend that stability with a lot more potential for growth. Mid cap funds, as you might guess, focus on companies that are right there in the middle of the market. To be specific, they are the ones ranked from about 101st to 250th in size. So these aren't startups, but they haven't quite reached the top of the mountain yet either. They are established companies that are still growing and growing fast. You know, a great way to think about mid-caps is like a teenager. They're not a kid anymore. They've got a solid foundation, but they still have so much room to grow and mature into the large caps of tomorrow. And well, just like teenagers, all that growth potential comes with a little bit more unpredictable. So here's the role they play in your portfolio. You're taking on a bit more risk than with large caps. That's true, but in return, you get a shot at a much higher return. It really is the sweet spot for a lot of people. A nice balance of the safety of the giants and the exciting growth of the newcomers. And now for the most exciting and, let's be honest, the riskiest part of the market. If you're someone who can handle a bit more risk because you're hunting for that explosive growth, then you absolutely need to understand small cap funds. Small cap funds are all about the companies ranked 251st and beyond. These are the nimble, innovative businesses that could become the giants of the future. The small size is actually the biggest strength. Lets them grow way faster than a huge, massive corporation ever could. Think of these companies like startups. You are essentially betting on finding the next big thing. The opportunity for a massive, life-changing payoff is absolutely there, but so is the uncertainty. It's important to remember that not every startup becomes a success story, and not every small cap company is going to make it big. And that's the trade-off, plain and simple. Small caps give you the highest potential for return, but they also come with the highest risk. When the market is booming, they can absolutely soar. But when the market takes a downturn, they can also fall the hardest. It's a high stakes, high reward game for sure. Okay, so we have met all the players, the giants, the rising stars, and the startups. Now for the most important part of a chat. How do you build your team? How do you figure out the right mix for your personal financial goals and, just as importantly, your comfort with risk? So let's just lay it out side by side. The choice really boils down to what you're trying to achieve. If you're a safety seeker and you want a low risk and steady predictable returns, large caps are your good. If you're thinking, I want balanced growth, then mid caps are your best friends. If you're chasing that highest growth you can get and you can stomach the ups and downs, then small caps are where you should be looking. But listen, this is probably the single most important piece of advice I can give. This is not an all or nothing game. The smartest play for most people isn't to just pick one category. It's to build a diversified portfolio that has a mix of all three. That's how you really balance risk and reward over the long run. Let's make this super practical. Imagine you're investing 10,000 rupees. A common strategy for a balanced investor might look something like this. Half of it, 5,000 rupees, goes into large caps for that stable foundation. Then maybe around 30% or 3,000 goes into mid caps for that extra growth potential. And finally, you'd put a smaller 20% chunk into small caps to give you your portfolio a high octane boost. This kind of mix gives you a solid base with a chance for higher return, all without going crazy on the risk. only question left is the one that you can answer. Now that you have this knowledge, what is your investment journey going to look like? Disclaimer, this video is only for education purposes and is not meant as a financial advice.